Hi, I'm Alana Clark, and I am planning on studying abroad at the Universidad de Desarrollo in Santiago, Chile. And today I will be talking about the cultural considerations that I will have to take into account while studying abroad in Chile. Chile is a South American country with vast geographic diversity. It is a thin country on the western edge of South America, stretching from the southernmost point to 2,700 miles north. With the Andes Mountains on its eastern border and the Pacific Ocean on the west, Chile's terrain ranges from beaches and mountains to dry deserts and active volcanoes. Santiago, Chile reflects this diversity as it is situated with easy access to the mountains as well as beaches. Santiago is the largest city in Chile and also its capital. La historia y la cultura chilena. The national language of Chile is Spanish. However, Chileans call it Castellano. Chile is a former colony of Spain and has roots in the indigenous tribe called the Mapuche tribe. The Mapuche tribe faced a lot of difficulties in resisting Spanish invasions into their land. In 1810, Chile declared independence from Spain, which initiated many more years of war. Unlike other countries with vast geographic diversity, Chile's regional, ethnic, and cultural identities are relatively homogeneous and non-reflective of strong conflicting regional identities. The Mapuche are identified as strong shapers of Chilean culture. As a nation, the Spanish cultural identity was strongly criticized, leading to rejection of Spanish themes of strong political and religious conservatism. The current political and economic standing of Chile. As a result of the rejection of conservative ideals, Chile decided to pull inspiration for their country from industrious nations like Great Britain, France, Germany, and the US. They have tried to improve their country by emulating Europe and the US in making their policies and cultural developments less like their surrounding countries. As a result of the economic growth the country has experienced, the capital has become one of Latin America's most modern and urban cities. Also, due to this economic growth, Chile has begun to move out of its third world nation status. Cultural similarities. For myself, coming from a Los Angeles area, the fact that Santiago is modernized and an urban center will make the transition much easier than if I were going to a more rural area. The push for economic development and policy making in light of European and American developments, instead of holding on to their Spanish conservatism past, makes Chile similar to the US on Hofstede's indicators of indulgence and long-term orientation. Chile and the US both focus on achieving quick results in terms of dealing with challenges. This may affect the way in which my professors in Chile teach and are able to help me in the classroom. Hopefully, because the US and Chile have the same kind of result-achieving strategies in general, I will be able to relate to the professors and their way of instructing. As far as the indulgence indicator, the US and Chile share high indulgence characteristics, meaning freedom and leisure are cherished. This means to me that I will be able to balance free time with my schoolwork just as I do in the US. I will not feel pressured by my colleagues or professors to work overly hard to achieve results or abandon an optimistic outlook on life and the little time I have there. Cultural differences. While I might not have to worry about these cultural aspects, Chile and the US vary greatly on their attitudes, reflecting Hofstede's indicators of uncertainty avoidance, masculinity, and individualism. Uncertainty avoidance is the way societies cope with an unknown future. Chile scores very high, meaning that they need a lot of structure to shape the future the best they can. While the US is more in the low middle, showing signs of fluidity and flexibility, and therefore greater incidence of risk taking. However, while this might be true for the US as a whole, I personally prefer a good amount of structure when aiming to complete a task. Therefore, I think Chilean university learning opportunities will fit me well. Chile is way less of a masculine society than the US. Chile promotes a better quality of life for its citizens, while the US constantly promotes the ideology of being the best or working for the sake of hard work, rather than working to be able to lead a good, healthy life. I am excited to see the ways in which this manifests in university life. College in America is definitely illustrated by hardworking students studying all hours of the night. Maybe in a more feminine society like Chile, I will have to adjust to a more leisurely outlook on studying and have to confine my studies to the day time so as not to bother my homestay family or other students. Lastly, the US is a highly individualistic society, keeping to ourselves and valuing individual work over team efforts. Chile's collectivist society values belonging to groups and displays of loyalty. I definitely prefer to work alone rather than in groups. However, I also highly value family and loyalty in professional and personal relationships. This means that I will need to consider and reflect on my attitudes towards group efforts, not only in school activities, but also in the way I interact with possible friends and people I live with. I look forward to my study abroad in Chile and believe that these cultural considerations will help me have a better experience. Thank you.